How's it, guys, and welcome to another video. And today I have Jannie Maritz here with me, and we're currently looking at Pierre Lopes' list that he flew in the regional finals. We've got a Dash Rendar, Push the Limit, HLC, Canon Jarrus, which is a great crew card, engine upgrade, and obviously Outrider. And then we've got the Lothal Rebel with a auto blaster turret, fire control system, Harrison Dula, which is an incredible pilot card, I would say.
Yeah. Definitely a good crew.
Yeah, and then Zeb there bringing up the rear. Jannie, what do you think of this, man? This was an interesting list to actually see flying on the table.
Well, with the Ghost coming out, there's been a lot of people like trying to fit different Ghosts in. A lot of people played Chopper, a lot of people played the Lothal Rebel, just because they are so tanky and so powerful for so few points.
Yeah.
And yes, it was extremely important for Pierre to get that 99 points in.
Totally. But here comes Peter Hayward's list, flying Imperial Aces. There's old Pulpy on the right there. This list just proved to be extremely powerful during the whole tournament. We've got Sunta there running with a PTL with some auto thrusters, stealth device, and Royal Guard tie. And then the Inquisitor with also PTL, auto thrusters, and some prockets, man.
Oh yeah, some power behind the little people.
Yeah. Watching this list being played at the event was just crazy. I mean, I wish I had the skills.
It's definitely a list that you have to be very careful with. I mean, one wrong move, one mistake, and suddenly your power is cut in half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all on those two aces to perform, and if you make one little mistake, it's almost game over.
So hard to hit. I'm telling you, so hard to hit them. But here we go, and leading up the charge here is Nizam from Quantum Gaming showing us the regional trophy. Yeah, it was quite imposing putting it down on the table and having the two players kind of like
ogle it.
Yeah, and there's the buy. Obviously, also very important for the nationals that are happening at the end of September in Joburg. So I hope everyone, whoever's watching this video, please try and make it for that event. And we're about to roll out here, so yeah, let's get cracking. And Peter's obviously rolling with the shuttle, and let's see what's going to happen now. So obviously Peter chose to park off there in the corner and just, take a chill.
Keep Palpatine safe. I mean, he is his action economy, or more like his defensive or offensive assurance.
Yeah. And I mean, the Ghost is also quite a unique ship for me. Initially in the beginning when I first started flying it, I was a little bit like, it's ugly. It looks like something that came out of some weird nether region. But actually, once you start flying it, you actually realize it's actually a hell of a lot of fun.
It's an extremely fun ship, and actually, personally, I don't mind its looks. I quite like it. It's much truer to the series that they brought out, and not just that. It's got a lot of versatility to it. People can play it either as a complete just tank for cheap points, or like Pierre's played here with Harrison Dula.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a slew of red maneuvers, and a 5k turn, being able to do that over and over. It's very difficult for aces to outmaneuver that.
It catches people off guard. I personally fly my Ghost with Chopper, and at Harrison Dula card just makes it just unbelievable. People's faces when you do a 5k over rocks and all kinds of other nasty things. It's just priceless. But yeah, Peter definitely coming up now from that side of the table, sort of getting his positioning ready to go. And it's always interesting, when I play Imperials, I am always like super nervous because I'm always, I'm nervous when my ships are moving out too fast or too slow because, one bad roll on the dodgy side and you die. Yeah. I mean, it's stressful. So yeah, Rebels sometimes for me is a safer choice in certain games.
Well, Rebels are definitely more dependable because of their hit points. They, of course, it's also compensated for the fact that they usually have less evade dice. Well, here in the second round, if we look over here, you see Sunterfel's right there on the edge. So he's going to try and flank them. But it's extremely important for Peter to actually try and gauge when to attack. Yeah. Because in the end, the first engage is going to be very important.
Oh yeah.
If he gets into range 1 of Dash, he's potentially in a very threatening position due to the range 1 4 dice, or 5 dice in this case, cannon from the Lothal Rebel over there. So how he tries and engages Pierre is going to be extremely important.
It is, and I mean Pierre, as we know in previous videos, we joked in the week, we were saying, we should maybe redub the channel to the Pierre channel, because he's almost in every final. Oh, a little bit of bumpage there, just rectifying it. But he's such an expert flyer with especially dash. He's in our local metas kind of the dash Rendar guy, you know. So it is quite an experience playing against the player that really knows dash in and out, literally, no pun intended there. But
well, if we actually have to be honest, I've played against Peter one or two times, and also other people have played against him, and his list of choice is this. It is Palpatine's aces. I mean, he's just like Pierre, exclusively practiced this list to the point where he's so comfortable with it, he doesn't need to feel nervous. He knows what he's doing.
I was sitting next to this table watching this game, and watching Peter fly this particular list of his was just absolutely, every move was calculated. He knows what he's doing with this, and it was an absolute pleasure seeing a player of his caliber just really utilize all the features that come with the ships and the upgrades and everything else. But this was a tight matchup because, I think Pierre right out of the gate was, he was confident that he was going to, put up a fight here, but deep down, as I was looking at the play throughout the day from Peter's list, how well he was doing against all different types of lists, I was like, Peter definitely had the heads up in this game.
Well, to be honest, Peter does have an extreme advantage. Dash Rendar's one great weakness is aces.
Yeah.
Those ships that have higher pilot skill than him, that have boost and barrel options, that can cater towards his arc dodging maneuvers, and they can get into range 1. And with Outrider, of course, that Donut of Doom, get inside the donut.
That's tickets.
Yes.
But here, Peter's obviously using a boost there, and he's just trying to get some better positioning in, and we're definitely going to see some shots fired in this round. Although that Inquisitor, I'm always nervous if that Inquisitor skull got that those freaking rockets on there. Those things can hurt.
They can. I mean, one of my favorite ships to fly is Jake Farrell with prockets, and you get into range 1 with that focus token.
It's gonna hurt.
It always does.
Quick checking of range there, and it looks like they are ready to get the dice going. So here we go. First shots of the game. Oh, and it's gonna be a bit tricky to actually spot that, but I think those are all hits. These new clear dice that got awarded at the regionals made it sort of a very hot item for the guys that actually got it. So yeah, I mean, I actually saw those things on eBay going for quite a bit. It's crazy how much value they have.
Extremely pretty dice, but I have to admit, here on the screen it's a bit difficult to see. On the other hand, though, I've seen other people roll with it, and it makes me sometimes a little bit salty. I mean, I wish I could have participated, but yeah, unfortunately, it was one of those things.
And it looks like there was no damage in that exchange, but it's Pierre's turn now, and you can see the handful of red dice coming at. I think he's firing at the shuttle. 2 hits.
2 hits.
And
target lock.
Yeah, and a focus put aside, and looks like that's 3 hits. And
against 1 evade.
Yeah, that's a focus, and he obviously
into an evade.
Yeah. So the shuttle with old Pulpy getting some much love in this first exchange.
Oh, you kind of have to. I mean, auto thrusters does negate the damage potential Pierre has with his HLC. I mean, 3-4 evades versus that.
So the shuttle doing its thing. Oh, and he's using Pulp there.
Oh yeah.
And whoa, not a very great roll there. You got 3 focuses, so ouchies.
No focus token. That always hurts. I mean, now Dash Rendar's kind of looking a little bit scared. I mean, he's got 6 converted health, but with 1 shield, the moment you start stripping away his hull, especially if you get a crit in, that's usually dash down.
So Peter's just slinking forward here with the shuttle. I actually so love that little Palpatine micro machines figure he's got on there. It's sort of his trademark, and when he uses the ability, he removes the figure off the board, so it's really cool.
Yes, but it's also extremely good for him to
look
down and actually know, I can use Palpatine now, I can't use Palpatine now.
Yeah, we're probably going to see Harrison Dula, that pilot card, just helping out you going over that debris field, because now you can start collecting stress like Pokemons, man.
Oh yeah.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch all the stress, man. Because
he's got the action economy. He's got fire control system, so get a shot in, make
target
sure
locked. Yeah,
always target locked. So at least he's always got something to help with the dice. It's not like he's going to be rolling a lot of evades.
And some nice maneuvering there.
Trying to get a block in, trying to get shots off of dash render is always recommended.
But also bumping. I mean, if you maneuver correctly with that large base ship, you end up almost obstructing, the flight paths sometimes that a higher pilot skill ship might have. And he could be thinking, hey, I'm coming in at this particular angle, and then boom, bam, you bump. And that's a problem.
That's exactly what's happening over here right now.
So any ace ship, I think, with no actions has got a problem. And we'll have to see what's going to happen with that Inquisitor now. So, yeah. Let us see. So yeah, that's some measuring going down there. I'm glad to see the guys are doing it by the book.
Oh, Peter is extremely meticulous when it comes to these kind of things. And I've seen him, he's got a way steadier hand than me. And he's always extremely precise when it comes to measuring how he bumps and how he maneuvers. And I mean, that's the kind of skills you do need to actually make a list like this work.
And look at that, Sunta right in front of the ghost.
Rebel. Oh my.
That could potentially hurt. But let's see what's going to happen next year.
Well, he's got options.
No, he can still. I mean, he can probably boost out of that arc there. But I wonder what he's going to be doing. And I think Peter's doing the same thing. He's just kind of quickly just crunching the numbers there. Because I mean, at this level of the game, any mistake could potentially cost you the match. And Sunta is, uber important. In any ace list, if you have him as one of the main pilots.
Well, I can see Pierre actually try to get a bump in here, because if Sunterfell bump right into that low 4 rebel, remember he's got Zeb.
Yeah.
And Zeb allows you to shoot at each other as though you guys aren't colliding.
Yeah.
And 5 dice, I mean, straight up against Sunterfell's, no modifications except with Palpatine in the back there.
Yeah.
It's asking a lot, even from the green dice, even from the Baron himself.
So very much a clever play there by Peter, just barrel rolling out of the way and just making sure he's not within that one reach, because the native firepower that the Ghost has is quite insane. Actually,
it's quite potent. I've seen people play against the Ghost and just have Z95s, TIE fighters. Sometimes with a lucky crit, even 5 health shift
hits. So that's 2 hits, and no evades there. So some shields off the ghost there. So that was the Inquisitor that fired off a salvo there. And it's interesting to see now Pierre checking range. Obviously, that's probably going to be within 2, and it's time for the ghost to retaliate. So let's see what comes up on this roll.
4 dice.
Oh, nice roll actually, but not having a focus there at all, but
he gained his target now.
And let's see if he evades all of that. Now this is where just these ace ships just become so slippery to actually hit with the amount of evade that they've got on them, and that was negated, so well rolled there by Peter. It's the shuttle's turn now, so shuttle's just checking if it's got arc, but firing at max range at the ghost now, and let's see what comes from this. Again, these dice, very hard to actually to check it. So got a Hawkeye this, but it looks Peter's being very nice and putting the dice in front of the camera first, and that's 3 hits. And he's using pulp to spin it. Well, freaking played. And nothing. Some more punishment being dealt to the poor ghost. See, this is where it becomes difficult, because if you keep firing at an ace and you keep being,
the damage gets negated.
Yeah, exactly. It's very frustrating, actually.
Well, I've flown against a lot of aces, and I have to admit, it is nothing more frustrating than firing volley after volley after volley, and then just getting those shit. Exactly.
Yep.
That's where you have to kind of counterplay them. I mean, you need to try and either bump them or try and control them in some way, shape, or form, or have some form of damage that you can't.
Or get super freaking lucky. I mean,
that's also a thing.
One bad roll and it's tickets, you know. So,
but that's the deceptive thing about the Palpatine's aces. I mean, if you just look at Soontophal with auto thrusters, with any ship with a turret, if you fire out of arc or at range 3 with Palpatine, that's almost 2 guaranteed evades already. Yeah. So you need to get 4 in, and I mean, Soontophal with an evade token, focus token, he's almost got the odds of always rolling max evades for at least 1 shot.
Yep. But here we're just getting some marking being made here, and hopefully that's helping just with the movement. And always again, it's a great thing seeing all the players helping each other out and making sure that everything's being done properly. But yeah, Dash being Dash, ignoring anything and everything at this stage, which is great because it
sits comfortably on the debris and just thinks,
he's one with the debris.
Oh yeah.
So doing a bit of a boosty there,
trying to get just out of the arcs, out of the angles, trying to get his damage.
But also being at 3 range for him is kind of that. It's the golden zone. You know?
Not so much actually. 2 would be his golden zone right now because yes, you negate the extra evade dice, but now auto thrusters start kicking in.
Yeah, that's the other problem. And here we go. Let's see what's going to happen now. Now, obviously, a lot is hinging on what's going to be coming from the Inquisitor this turn. And I've got a funny feeling the Ghost is just going to get a procket up their ass. I've got that feeling.
Well, if that is the case, the Ghost is not going to be long for this world.
Well, looking at this angle, I don't know if he's got a target lock on Dash, actually. I'm not too sure here, but he might change it. Oh, no, he's actually going to be...
He's going to boost in?
Yeah, he's trying to get within that 1 gap there.
I mean... He just needs to get himself angled to that point where he can get a reliable hit on. Because remember, it's the Inquisitor. He doesn't care what range he's shooting at. It's always range 1 when he fires those red dice.
Such an amazing ability. But it looks like he's opting, and yeah, focus is being dropped down there, and that looks like the Inquisitor is done. So now, let's see what Soonto's got up his sleeve. Interesting.
Getting out of there.
So Pierre obviously pulled a sharp 1 there with the Ghost, you know, trying to get into a bit of an arc there, but I don't think that's going to do much against these highly maneuverable ships.
Now, the thing is if Soonto did go the other way, if he went to the left, he would have caught him. He of course went to the right. It's a little bit more difficult for Pierre to actually do much over there, but it's also forcing Soonto into a corner. Because he has to try and almost like corral his aces into a position where he knows he can get his shots off.
Yeah.
And that's what he needs to do to get the results he wants.
And again, meticulous planning here by Peter, and you know, trying to get the most out of the maneuverability that his ships have. And again, that's where the great skill level comes in with these aces. I mean, you really need to know what you're doing and be confident with what you're doing, otherwise they're going to die very quickly. So just some more checking going on, and Pierre just staring at the table hoping and praying that you know, either bumping happens or something like that, you know. But at this stage it's always tricky to say what's going to happen until you start checking some of the abilities that can be used half the time with these ships. There's so many options. And obviously Peter needs to think on what he's going to be doing next year, and I think that's one of the things...
it's extremely important, because if he moves in any way that's within the arc of that YT2400, it could be bad news. So he needs to be out of arc, he needs to get his options done, and it seems like he hasn't taken a second action with Soontophal this turn. He's keeping him unstressed, he's taking a chance.
Lots of hits coming down here now, and those are the prockets firing. And it only looks like he got three shots off there, so that's...
It could be better, but then again, he's got a target lock, he's still got a focus.
4 hits. And he's doing the pulp, and boom, that is
5.
Devastating.
He wants Dash dead.
And it looks like he potentially rolled some dodge there. I can't actually make out a bit of glare there on the dice, but yeah, it looks like there's going to be quite a few hits coming through. One of them
but
being
a critical has been made.
Major explosion, that is not cool. Yo.
Roll the dice.
Oh. That looks like a focus. And he rolled there. And then the second crit is Blinded Pilot.
He cannot perform any attacks, and that is just what Peter needed. Dash can't perform an attack this turn, which means he can't potentially go and fire back. With both aces being able to shoot before him, and with 3 health left, he can potentially just take Dash out next turn before Dash could do anything.
Oi, oi, oi. So Pierre checking some range there.
It's just out of range 1. So he can actually just declare a target, so that he can flip that card face down.
Yo, that was devastating.
That was brutal.
Okay.
Alright.
Checking the arc, and yeah, here we go.
Now this is where a lot of arguments come in. This is of course a ghost without the shuttle, so you can't fire at the back.
Yeah.
And sometimes I believe that the ghost is better with the shuttle on.
He evaded it, so at least there's 1 less damage going in. And as they're just checking the target lock. That's another great thing. I mean, major kudos to Nizam for actually coming through and helping and basically running the entire regional event at the Sky Castle Event Center. It's great having a TO that is that knowledgeable being on hand.
And dedicated.
And always being there to help out with any questions or queries. And it's in these sort of matches that you always need to have that extra pair of eyes just to make sure everything is happening.
Okay, well, Peter flew his shuttle there on the rock. Intentionally, I must assume, just to get... I actually don't know why. He can't shoot, but at the same time, I guess he wants to get him into arc for the next turn. The shuttle still has a lot of health left. So taking 1 damage, maybe not getting the shot off, but having his aces being able to do all the work for him, it's exactly what Palpatine wants.
There we go. And here comes Pierre, 1 forward. So hopefully also again, maybe in the back of his head he's thinking, please bump into me, possibly. But we'll have to see. I think Dash is hurting at the moment and not being able to fire with that crit, that previous turn.
He needs to use the field to his advantage right now. There's a lot of rocks in the way. I mean, if the Inquisitor or Sunterfell flies over and onto one of them, at the very least he can either be obstructed to get that extra dice, or at least force them to move in such a way that they don't have an angle on him and he can actually get some shots in. Because he needs to start pumping out some damage, or otherwise he's going to be dead.
Yeah.
Because the ghost doesn't have any dodge. He's got a lot of health, yes, but if he doesn't get damage on, it's not going to look very well for him.
Yeah, no. And I think from what I can see it's happening here is like that Inquisitor is now just also gunning for better positioning after firing its rockets, getting the hits that it wanted to get in. It's now going to be time for Sunter to basically jump in and start mopping up.
And he's going for a K-turn.
Oh, well played.
That was a brilliant move. I mean, K-turn, he gets his stress, he gets a focus token because Sunter, and he's right at range 1. So Dash can't do anything.
Oy. Well, no, that wasn't a K-turn. That was just a 5 forward.
Just a 5 forward?
Yeah, he's facing the other way. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Again, Sunter not doing much yet, but I've got a feeling he's going to come in late game and cause some problems, yeah. But yeah, some decisions being now made because those additional actions now need to come into effect, and it depends on, what Peter's going to be doing now. He might play the safe route and go evade and then focus up on it, try and make it as hard as possible to hit. But let's see there. Players just quickly checking maneuverability on the dials also. Interesting.
It's always so intense to see somebody play a ship like Sunterfell.
Yep.
I mean, right here we had that little moment of silence where we just waiting to see what Peter is going to do. It seems like he's taken a focus and an evade to just tank up. I mean, I guess it's his best option right now, since he didn't K-turn, as I thought. He just needs to survive the volley, and Sunter is the ship to do that.
Oh, and lots of hits coming through there now. Let's see
4
if
hits?
Yeah, black, native, like just right out of the gate he's gotten that.
But with 5 evade dice, a Palpatine, auto thrusters, evade tokens, focuses, he took that with a smile.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's very disheartening. I mean, for something like that to happen after you manage to land everything on it, it really takes the wind out of the sails, man.
Yeah. It definitely does. I mean, but that's what Sunta has been doing ever since he started gracing the boards with his presence.
Oh, let's have a look here.
Oh, the shuttle's finally coming into play. Did that nick the rock?
It does look like it did, eh? Which is a problem because, obviously, flying to rocks is never a good thing.
Yes, definitely did. Roll the dice.
Actually just roll the focus there, which is thankfully, not too hectic. But here comes the ghost. Turning in there, and this should be interesting.
Getting some sights in on Palpatine, getting some sights in on the Inquisitor. He really needs to, as I stated, pump out that damage, and if he can't get it on Sunta, he's going to have to get it on somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, and Sunta's been just evading everything that's being thrown at him. I mean, we just saw the previous turns with the shooting, like all those hits landed, but everything got evaded. So at this stage, I think Pierre must be thinking he might have to change targets,
Well, I think that is a good bet at this point in time. Sunta has got an open board ahead of him, and Pierre can't really block him right now. So Sunta's essentially gotten away. So all he's going to do is try and get out and get into arc. And as long as Sunta has unobstructed movement, he can just focus, evade with Palpatine, just get away. So maybe getting the Inquisitor out and forcing Peter to use Sunta as somebody to attack might put him in a position. So it's not out yet. I mean, it's never over until, the hands are shaken.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to actually see what's going to actually happening now. Because obviously the Inquisitor is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. So, let's see what's going to happen now.
Well, the decisions still need to be made here. And as always, his decisions matter.
Yep. And I think Pierre's probably also just thinking on how can he actually take down at least one of Peter's ships, because Peter's ships are unscathed. There's almost no hits have gone through on them, which at this stage, if you look at Dash almost being, Dash is on his knees, the Ghost has practically no shields left, so it looks like Peter is opting to PTL and barrel roll to maybe just try to get in or out of arc there.
I think get out of arc, he definitely will have the Ghost still in arc.
Yeah.
And as long as, that Ghost doesn't shoot, Peter's safe.
Yeah, and here we go. Sunta zooming out there. And let's see what he's going to be doing now. I think that target's going to change to the Ghost now. And Peter just deciding now on what he's going to actually do with Sunta this round. Should be very interesting. I always struggle when I'm playing aces. It's always like, do I boost? Do I turtle up and drop some evade? Do I barrel roll in or out? I mean, it's
tracing against the Dash Rendar, you do have that surety with all the thrusters, but you still can't always take that chance. I mean, Peter decided to take a focus and evade, and because he gets a stress from push the limits, get another focus, just to tank up, just to be safe. Because no matter how he moves, Dash will be able to shoot at him, and he still gets the auto thruster bonus.
But not a great roll there, and Peter spending the target lock, and much better roll this time around, and it looks like it's 2 hits, and obviously last shield is removed, and that's one of many shots that need to still come through to actually take out that Ghost.
And Pierre just checking over there, and seems like yes, Sunta is out of arc, so auto thrusters starts kicking in. And with all those evades and that evade and focus tokens on him, I don't think
nice amount of
Sunta's going to feel any pain.
That's 4 straight hits coming through, and again, let's see what's going to happen here.
Auto thrusters.
Yep.
Palpatine, evade token, and with 1 natural evade rolled. Nothing.
Again, so slippery. So freaking slippery.
It seems like the Ghost still has an arc and shot.
And it looks like he's reapplying FCS. Only 2 hits gone through there, but I think Peter should comfortably evade it, and he does.
1 evade rolled, 1 evade token spent.
Oh man.
Happy days.
Yo, these guys, they know what they're doing, and the thing is also the dice help a lot here. Definitely Peter is evading like an absolute boss.
Oh, it's his decisions he's making. He's chosen to take that evade. He knows that the Ghost doesn't have a target lock on him. It's on Suter. And the Ghost is still stressed, so there's no other actions coming from him. So he can safely say that even if he takes a tick of damage off of the Inquisitor, he's got the shields to back that up.
Yeah. Target lock being applied now to Dash. It looks like the dinner bell has rung there.
He does have Dash in his sights. Dash is in the corner. There's never a good place for Dash to be, because there's only one way he can go.
Yeah.
And the moment you know where Dash is going, it's a little bit easier for you to start getting that damage in.
And here's that 5k we love so much on the Ghost.
Yeah. Well, Pierre also knows that this is where it's going, so he's turning the Ghost around. This could be the shot he needs to start and equalize the playing field.
Yeah, I mean, usually the shuttle doesn't last very long on the board, but I think because of the aces being out and causing so much havoc, it's kind of like, you know, it tends to survive a bit longer these days. But I mean, I always, when I go up against a list with Palpatine, I always try to take Palpatine out as quickly as possible.
There's a lot of argument on that. A lot of people say you should kill Palpatine first. A lot of people say you shouldn't. You should try and block and take out the aces before Palpatine just allows them to get two ahead. It's definitely up to where you're positioned and how your situation turns out.
But here we go. Inquisitors coming in now, and looks like they're getting ready to give poor Dash, you know, some not so good treatment. And I'm nervous. I'm absolutely nervous for Dash at this stage, because I mean he really hasn't got long to go, and he needs to kind of sort of maximize something now, get some damage out on one of those ships, or at least try and get, you know, something for his money. But it's hard to say at this stage, and obviously
boosting in to get that arc.
Yep, and Peter knows exactly what's coming next. So I think in this round the Ghost is probably going to be doing the most amount of damage, I think. But it's we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Hopefully Pierre can pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah. There we go. Always maximizing what he can do with those ships. Yo. Here we go. Sunta's hard to see from this angle. Oh, he's getting out of dodge.
He's getting up.
And it's absolutely, I can almost see like a turn or two ahead already what's going to be happening here. It's
Sunta's going to turn around and start punishing the Ghost from behind.
Yeah. And some more decisions being made now. And the actions, that definitely, it's going to help a lot.
Oh, he's coming in already.
Yep. I mean, you can go a step further now and possibly barrel roll in to get a bit closer, but I
don't know, you don't want to be too close to that Ghost. I mean, he does have an auto blaster turret.
Yeah. But I mean, at the rate that he's been rolling evades, I wouldn't be too stressed.
Yeah, he decided to stay right there, take an evade, stress or a focus.
Definitely.
Stay safe and don't be sorry.
Let's have a look here. So just checking the range and the arc, and then stepping in again there, doing what a TO needs to do.
And seems like Sunta's got a shot.
Yep.
No.
And let's see.
I'm very aware of that.
Oh,
that looks
one
like
goes off.
Well, that's a hit. It looks like 2 hits, and it's
Maybe
been-
Palpatine.
Yeah.
Focus and
No, it looks like
yeah,
it's
definitely just keeping it that way.
nice. And again, more hits coming through on the poor Ghost. But let's see what's going to happen next. Now it's now the Inquisitor's turn to fire off a dash.
I'll take that.
Oh man!
3 hits just like that. Oh, but 2 evades.
Well done. Well
Dash lives.
done. And it's a crit.
What, you can't attack?
Yeah, again. That's the second one.
Ah, Nazam taking the card and
That
just
blinded pilot again.
again. Oh my goodness.
That's not-
Oh, there's both of them out, but
That's unlucky. That is very unlucky. But the Ghost has got some time now to decide on where it's going to fire, and I'm thinking he's going to try and wreck that shuttle now. I mean, it would make perfect sense. You got it
That's
right in
almost,
front of
it's
you.
almost what Peter wants. He doesn't want the shots on the Inquisitor, and Pierre does go for it.
Oh, it's a lot of
5
damage.
dice,
But
3
only
hits,
and there's a crit in there.
and
but
Palpatine's there, so he didn't use Palpatine at all, so it would have been an evade no matter
yeah,
what.
spends pulp, and I think 2 hits go through, but that's the
That's
last
his 2
remaining
shields,
shields.
he's still fine.
So at least that's some progress being made now regarding at least getting one of the those ships down. I mean, at this
Yes,
stage,
but right
Peter-
now Pierre is definitely behind the ball.
Yeah,
He needs to somehow reduce any shots on him and get some damage out. He needs to kill something, otherwise this is not going to turn out
you
as he wants it.
gotta poop or get off the pot, man.
Yeah,
And there's a bump.
and that's once again my hat off to Peter there.
Yeah.
He took 2 rocks, but he got the shuttle into the perfect position to just make sure that he gets a bump in. But unfortunately for him, I mean, this is the shot. The Ghost is already stressed to high heaven, so it's not like Pierre's going to take an action anyway.
Yeah.
But they're just getting the arc right
Yep.
and the angle right, because that is very important at this late stage of the game.
Yep. Wings being folded up there on the shuttle,
Because he put the
and it looks, yeah, that maneuver definitely paid off for Peter. And I think Dash is trying to salvage something here now. Hopefully, we'll be able to do some damage.
Boosting just to try and get away as far as possible, but is that far enough to get out of the
I
way
don't
of
know,
the
eh?
Inquisitor? Because the
That's-
Inquisitor doesn't care about range.
Nope. And yep, Pierre really trying to distance himself as far as possible.
I mean, the shuttle is bumping in. The shuttle is bumped, but maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what Pierre wants. And remember, he's got Zeb,
Yep.
so the Ghost can shoot that shuttle no matter what, and the shuttle can't fire back.
Yep. But it's very much a double-edged blade because, you know, you can hit your opponent, but he can also hit you.
It depends on what stage of the game it's at. If it's very early, you definitely have the health to tank that up.
Yeah.
And I mean, if Sunterfell bumped at him early in the game, yes, Sunterfell shoots 4 dice at the Ghost, but the Ghost shoots 5 dice back.
Yeah.
And Sunter doesn't have that action economy. So it's definitely a tool that Pierre could use to his advantage.
No, most definitely. And here we go. We see the Inquisitor evading it up there and making it as hard as possible to hit. And here comes Sunta. So let us see.
Too
So-
hard, de-stressing, range 1,
Oh, that's gonna
but
hurt.
that's also dangerous for Sunter.
Yep.
Very dangerous for Sunter.
Well, look, as I mentioned in the previous round, you know, at this stage you gotta try and get as much hits on that Ghost as possible and try and pump out some crits there, because at this stage that's
8
what
more
will-
damage and it's
Yeah.
over.
But the thing is, you know, Peter's also in a very favourable spot here because he's practically, it's only the shuttle that's got no shields left. His Inquisitor's pretty much unscathed. So
Sunter is
Sunta.
untouched.
Yeah, so
But one bad roll could change it.
yeah,
Very fast.
I
Oh,
think
one good roll for Pierre at least.
Peter knows exactly what he needs to do at this stage.
Evading, getting a focus, getting as much as possible in. Hopefully it's out of range 1.
Just some arcs being checked. And let's have a look what's going to come up next now, because again it's action time and it's deciding on what to do here. And I think Pierre's got a bit of a laugh going on that side. I think he realizes that the game might be a little bit
Not in his favor right now.
no. Oh, and it looks like crits to me. 1 hit and a crit there, and
Ghost has to take it.
oh
Well, at least he can't get another blinded pilot.
no. And what is that crit though? I'd be
see
curious.
here.
Thank you, Pierre. Weapons
Ooh.
failure.
Oh,
Dang.
that is just horrible.
He's just getting
Now the
worst.
Ghost just fires X-Wings with
Yeah.
dice.
Or yeah, just.
And I mean, he's
Madness.
stressed, so he can't even use the action to try and fix that.
And here we go. Doglock being used, and some more hits just right out of the gate there. Some really good rolling by Peter. Oh man, and he pulps it, and 2 evades again. Which
Dash survives, takes a crit though.
barely.
Or is it just a hit?
I think it was just it. I'm not too sure.
the space scout.
There's definitely hit scan through there, but I don't know quite where it was assigned to at this stage. Oi.
Seems like 2 hits got through.
Let's see what happens here.
And the shuttle.
Looks like a focus.
Is he going to use Palpatine right now? 4 dice.
Okay, that's it.
1 damage. If the potential's there to
He's opting for the damage.
It's opting for the damage so that he can hopefully get a surefire evade.
Yep.
If the ghost whiffs at least 1 dice, I mean, he can still survive.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Pretty decent roll there.
No, but that's exactly what he wanted.
Some crits there. And it looks like a blank to me.
A
Oh,
blank,
no.
but Palpatine.
Okay. He's taking it. Crit.
Crit.
And another
Crit.
crit. Oh.
Double damage.
Boop, boop, boop.
And that's the shuttle gone.
Here we go. And Bob is touched.
Well, that's a little bit of a break. I mean, he still has 2 unscathed aces to deal with.
Yeah.
But at the very least, Palpatine's gone. So that's some pressure
Yeah.
gone from Pierre.
Technically, Pierre's got the first solid kill off the board now, so points-wise he's in the lead, but saying that...
No. Well, you have to take into consideration that both his ghost and his
half-
dash is
almost
off,
half
so
of them, yeah, so that
points-wise,
could
technically,
be close.
yeah. But there's no time limit in this game.
Nope.
It's the last person left remaining, and that's the champion.
And there goes Bob being removed. Don't forget Bob. And that's dial time. Alright, so here we go. It's going to be interesting around this one, because now it's the Ghost and Dash versus the Inquisitor and Sunta.
And Pierre moving in sharp just to try and get that bump in. Because if he can get Sunta bumped in right now, without Palpatine, without actions, that would be exactly the break he needs.
That's pretty much mind game at this stage. And where is Dash going? Okay, so Dash is gonna...
Just move on straight. Kanan removes that stress, so he doesn't care. And I mean, he might be on the rock, but it's Dash, so he can just barrel roll boost off.
Kanan is another amazing...
It's been a
Amazing
great
card.
addition, especially to Dash players. I mean, a lot of people argue about, is Kanan better or is Kakutan better? Kakutan definitely gives you that extra focus, which you almost always need.
Depends on your build though.
Yes.
Also, I think. But yeah, Kanan is definitely a great addition to the Dash build. Or to the donut build or whatever you want to call
Well,
it.
now you can do those sweeping 4 straights, 3 hards, 3 banks, and you just can get out of those arcs much easier and still remove the stress.
So here comes Peter.
Barrel roll, I assume he's going to take a boost.
Yeah.
And just try and get in there.
At this stage, I think he needs to. And here it comes.
Or is he going to play it safe and take a target lock?
Possibly. No.
Nah, boost wants to kill.
Yep.
Wants blood.
Yeah, there's most definitely.
But with
Definitely.
no target lock, now it's going to be a little bit of an interesting.
No,
Scenario.
I think Dash is in trouble. Yeah.
Dash is definitely in trouble. All that needs to happen is 2 damage needs to come through. And Dash is dead.
Oh. Did seem to bump there. No, he clears it.
No, clears it. He's
Wow.
fine. He's safe.
Again, some really sexy flying
Nizam
by
coming
Peter.
in here just to help out. Oh,
That is
that's
close.
so close.
That is very close.
I mean, this
I
could be
think
one of
he-
those game making decisions.
No,
here.
I think he clears it. I think
No,
he
it does
clears
look like he just sneaks past.
Man, it would have been terrible if he actually ended up bumping there.
But that's exactly what Pierre wants. Right there. But it seems like Sunta makes it just through.
Oh, it looks like he potentially could have bumped. I mean, obviously Niz is making the call here, and it looks like it's a bump, eh?
Oh, that could be horrible for Peter.
Now Pierre has a decision to make here, you know?
I mean, okay, he's got no target block.
No.
So it's up to the dice here. But if the dice favor him, Sunterfeld's got no actions, no auto thruster, no Palpatine. This could be it. This could be where the game flips over for Pierre.
But Zeb's there.
Zeb is
So
there.
it's going to make a difference.
Yeah, no. Definitely Sunterfeld can shoot back. But I doubt Sunterfeld can pump out the damage to take the ghost out in one shot.
It looks like he's opting to fire a dash. And let's see. Oh, another hectic solver coming down there, and it's just four hits right out of
What?
the gate,
That is just brutal.
and it's all on the ghost. Ouchies. So now the ghost and Dash is not in a great position at all. And some more hits coming now. Oh, Pierre's prepping to dodge it, but let's see. So yes, no, it's
Seems like 2 hits. Just what he needed.
and one evade and a blank. So again, another hit rolls on through to Dash. It's a
And
crit.
what's the crit?
Oh my word! Loose
Loose
stabilizer.
Okay, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
If it was a direct hit, that was
could have been
tickets.
double damage. So now, yeah, I think Dash it's over Skadova, and he has to now try and at least get some more hits in here and hopefully make it work.
Spend the focus, get 3 hits in, get some damage hopefully done.
Yeah, auto thrusters.
Thrusters, 2, only 1 shield. It's better than nothing.
Okay, well at least.
And it's actually quite interesting to see how these aces still perform, even without Palpatine.
Yeah.
Or 1 die.
I mean, they're tricky to hit. I mean, if you can fly carefully and stay out of
Here's
any
the
main
big
arc-
shot. Here's 4 dice, right at Sunterfell.
Oh man.
Hitting a crit, and now it's up to the dice.
Again.
This could be it.
Oh, word.
Wow! And
That's
Pierre
too
rolls,
bad.
Peter rolls it just what he needs.
Hell's bells. That is
That's
crazy.
now
good rolling.
that is demoralizing.
Yep. Alright, so let's see what Pierre's pulling out of the hat here. So he's going in sharp and he's turning in. So obviously they're just going to maneuver a bit there.
He needs to turn around now.
I actually haven't seen Pierre use the Auto Blaster turret yet. I don't think he's used it. I mean,
It doesn't matter anymore.
previously he chose to opt to go for the primary weapon.
I can see where Pierre went there. I mean, if Pierre rolled 4 dice at range 1, that would be Sunterfell dead.
It's fine.
If you rolled the Auto Blaster, it wasn't a dead Sunterfell. It might have just been a net
Yeah.
Sunterfell. If he rolled a hit, to be honest. Because, remember, he doesn't have any tokens to modify his dice.
Yeah.
So, I think in that case he made the right decision to go for
Primary.
primary.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it didn't pay off.
A little bit of bumpage there.
De-stresses.
And Dash creeping in here and hopefully, I think, trying to switch over to Sunta now. But it's going to be a tricky one. I'm just rolling in. So I think Pierre's in a situation where it's make it or break it, and I don't know, things aren't looking very rosy at this stage for either of his ships.
No, they're both hurting. They're both not in the best position right now. He needs to try and survive this turn and hopefully turn around and make something happen in the next one, because both Peter's ships have got the perfect arcs to just turn in and start punishing Pierre. And now with the actions,
Now you can actually just sneak in there, and obviously followed by a boost. Now he can just play with his food. At this stage, that's
getting into range 1, Dash isn't going to shoot.
Oh, man.
Ghost doesn't have arc, doesn't have range, not going to shoot at the Inquisitor. So Inquisitor can do what he wants.
And yeah, he's target locking.
Just target locking,
Clever play.
getting an evade.
And an evade. Oh man. And let's see what Sunta's going to be doing here. So he's moving in, and it also looks like a nice. Yo, that is well flown.
This is tickets for Dash right now.
Ah, that is sad.
Dash is not
Poor-
going to get
poor
a
Dash.
shuttle. And at least Pierre's taking it well. You can see him making a light joke.
No, look, at this stage, you kind of know. You know, there's not much you can do, and just being a great sport and just, you know, trying to at least put up a fight. I mean, it's all just adds to how great this game is at the end of the day. I just think Pierre got unlucky with a lot of his roles, and Peter was just playing like an absolute boss.
Well, hopefully things turn out great for Pierre here. I mean, sometimes the dice have to smile at you.
Yeah.
In this case, he might be able to pull something out. Albeit I don't know if Dash is going to survive. It is very, very unlikely.
I think this is the death the death blow coming. And also a great roll just straight out of the gate there. Three hits and
one
no,
evade. That's
not enough. Not enough. And there goes the donut off the table.
Hey, but they're gonna most likely check for range, see if the Auto Blaster turret can come in.
Yeah. Pierre has to try and do something here now, and it looks like it might just be within that range
Yeah,
parameter.
Auto Blaster fires. Hopefully stealth wise can be removed.
Oh no.
Oh man, target lock.
And a hit. Thankfully, but yeah, can't be negated and pop.
Yeah, that critical from the new damage deck or the new core deck that reduces all your attacks dice by 1. It's brutal. And to get that on your ghost,
And I think we might be going to the final stages of this game, and I think Pierre at this stage is just trying to maybe knock out one more of Peter's aces here, but it's going to be tricky because those 2 aces can now just basically run circles around that ship. Dash was the only serious threat, I think, up until this point, you know.
I tend to not agree with that. I think both ships are a serious threat, but I do think that Dash was needed.
He was the damage dealer. I think the Ghost was there just to also just add to that, but I think the way that Pierre generally flies, Dash is generally like devastating in most games. I mean,
he flew it well. I mean, he took it. He knew what his negatives was, and he tried to make something with it. It just unfortunately didn't pay off. And Peter, well, he's flying like a surgeon. He's making the right calls. He's making the right decisions, and it's been paying off for him.
Yeah. I'm a bit concerned here now because I think if Peter gets another good round of shooting off here, it's also going to be cheers for the Ghost, and it looks like Sunta's just gunning it.
Going full straight.
Yep.
Getting out, or at the very least just forcing the Ghost to shoot at Sunta because he's got a target lock on him. He's boosting, trying to get as much range in, getting auto thrusters going.
Nice.
Most likely taking the focus to stress and evade.
Yeah. So now it's decisions again here, the actions coming in and adding another element to this game. Because I mean, I don't think Peter has to stress too much. I think the game's firmly in hand here.
I don't know. I think if I was flying a list like Palps Aces, I'd be stressing every game because every decision matters, every maneuver matters, and to be able to pull it off game in, game out, I mean, that does actually show a lot about what Peter is capable of.
Yeah.
He's been making the right choices.
Well, it's also another thing is practice makes perfect. I mean, he's been flying this list for a very long time.
Almost a year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, and,
I mean, I played against him about last year, around this time. Last year, just before that, where he was first trying out Palps Aces when the Raider was new. And it was a very steep learning curve.
Oh, and shots fired again, and it looks like it's going to be 3 hits, and that's it. There goes the Ghost, and hands are being shaken, and that is it. That is well played by Peter.
And congratulations to him.
Yeah, both players obviously flew really well throughout the entire day, did tremendously well, and yeah, it was a great final game. And I think it's the first time, a Imperial player has actually...
It actually has been. Here in South Africa, it's the first time an Imperial player actually took the top spot.
Yeah, well, in a regional. So yeah, no, that's, well, in Cape Town at least.
Yeah.
They've taken it. So yeah, handshakes all around the table, man, and it was... I'm telling you, it was a great game. And again, Jannie, thank you so much for commenting with me. I really appreciate it. And guys, as always, thank you for watching. And yeah, if you like our videos, please subscribe and cheers.